Hey folks, welcome to another coal painting tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at how to paint a Space Marine head, in this case a white dude, so Caucasian. Here is a list of the paints that I used. Hit pause if you guys want to write this down as you're watching it later. Okay folks, the head here is primed with Vallejo's gray primer, and I'm going to go in with the airbrush just because it's faster, and we're going to give this a coat of Badger's humanoid flesh. The humanoid flesh went on kind of thin, so I gave it another coat, and here we're going to go in and give a wash using Citadel's Reichland Flesh Shade. I kept the first coat pretty thin, and I'm going to go in again with the second coat, just to make sure that we can get a fair bit of definition out of all the different creases in his face. Okay, so we waited and let the Reichland Flesh Shade dry. I didn't use a blow dryer in this case because we want it to settle where it should be naturally settling into the shadows. Here I'm going to go back in with the airbrush using the exact same humanoid shade, so that same color as our base coat, to create some highlights right now. The paint is fairly thin, and we're just trying to make sure that those nice tones that we had from the flesh shade are still going to show through. So with the base colors of the face established, I'm going to go in with DRUCHII Violet by Citadel. It's one of their washes. Apologies for the head here as well. And I'm going to go around places that I want a deeper shadow or a tonal variation in the skin that we would see a little bit more naturally. So if you look at yourself in the mirror, around your eyelids are usually a different tone of your flesh, as opposed to the rest of your face. I'm going to use it also as some deeper shadows, a little bit around the gear that the Space Marine has on the back of his neck, under his chin, a little bit in his ears, just to create something a little bit more interesting to take a look at. Okay, so the purple wash is done. Apologies for the head here as well. I'll back up in a second or so once I realize that my noggin is in the way. I'm going to go with German gray and then black out things that I want to be darker. So in this case we're talking about the ribbing in the back of the collar and then the earpiece on him, as well as his mouth and then his eyes. It's just how I choose to paint eyes in a lot of cases. People have different methods for it. I like to black it out first and then fill in the white of the eye and then go back in for a pupil. But to each their own. Okay guys, so hit the model with the blow dryer to finish off the black a little bit quicker. This time going in with Vallejo Model Color White, hitting the teeth, I'm going to hit the eyes. My head will come back into the frame a little bit. Just do the way that I like to paint, and the fact that it's very, very small details, I tend to get right over top of the model. So if I do get too in there with my face or with my head, I apologize. With the eyes, just be careful. Use a very, very pointed brush. It doesn't have to be the small brush, but just something that's pointed, and then keep your bristles nice and fluid, and then you'll be able to fill in those eyes pretty nicely. I'm just going to draw in the pupils here. Just kind of talking about why I do heads like this or separate from the model. I like to airbrush them. It gets a little bit easier definition. It's also harder to get to a lot of those extra joins and recesses if the head's glued into the model. And here you can see that with it being mounted in that pin vise, I can get a lot of pressure against my hand. You can actually see my fingers changing color, and it just allows me to get good stabilization of where I want that miniature to be. So I figured if I was painting a white guy, I might as well make him a blonde too. Here I'm just going to start painting his hair with Vallejo model color beige. So, quick side chat with the hair being base coated here. I'm going to start feathering out from the midpoint of the back of his skull forward with a combination between beige and white. Now, I'm working on a wet palette, so I can keep on mixing a little bit more beige and white, just adding in a little bit more white and a little bit more white, just to create a brighter and brighter and brighter in order to create the hair effect that I'm going for. And that's what you're seeing here. So each time that I usually put the paintbrush to the side, you can see that I'm actually like mixing a little bit more white, so it can be done nice and quickly. Okay, so the hair's done. Looking at the extra details is because he's a Space Marine. He's got the big ear comm piece on the side. Going to use Vallejo model Air's steel here, and then I'll also be hitting the service stud that's on the top right-hand corner of his forehead as well. With steel down, we're going to go in and just hit it with a quick wash of Melon oil, as well as all those German gray areas that we hit from the back of the ribbing around his collar as well. Alright guys, to finish off the face, all I did was hit that lower lip with some of P3's Sanguine base, and then that's all you're looking for to finish off this head. Perfect guys, well thank you very much for watching this tutorial on how to paint a Space Marine head for a Caucasian or a white guy. If you guys like this, thumb it up, share, comment on what you guys want to see again in the future. I do accept painting commissions, so you can drop me a line at Facebook in the link below, or at my email address at havok100, it's HAVOK100 @gmail.com. Once again, thanks for watching.